Hey guys, Siphonix here, and in today's Anthem video, we will be looking at and breaking down some of the new gameplay that just came out of IGN. So, it seems that this month IGN has chosen Anthem as their IGN first game, which basically means they're going to be showing some gameplay and showcasing the game throughout the month. So expect to see more gameplay in the future. First and foremost, let's look at those javelins because especially the Interceptor has this really cool customization on it that really reminds me of the Siva exotic from Destiny 1, with the model and the metal texture, and of course the red and black color scheme just all fits together and looks really cool. It's probably the best customization that we've seen in my opinion. Obviously that's very subjective, but in my opinion it just looks really cool. Today, they're jumping into the Lost Arcanist mission, which is something we have seen before, but it seems that the mission has been revamped, which shows again that they are working on the game as we speak and are obviously making improvements and changes throughout the development process. So, in the mission, a Arcanist has gone missing. This Arcanist specifically is Matthias, and I would assume that this is a huge deal as Arcanist knowledge in the hands of the wrong people can potentially be deadly. I've made a whole video on the Arcanist as a faction, and I will link that in the top right if you are interested. In this freelancer team, we have a Storm, a Colossus, and an Interceptor, so sadly they left the Rangers at home, but they do swap around perspectives between the different javelins, which is very nice. They go to the first outpost or camp and they try to find Matthias, but he obviously isn't there, so your crew needs to find a better signal to triangulate kind of the location of Matthias. This is done by jumping through or flying through these hoops, which we have seen as a mechanic before. Also, I want to shout out the fact that throughout the gameplay, Owen and Faye, who are the ciphers inside the freelancer crew, they have these conversations and say a lot of stuff, and I think that it just really makes the game feel alive in a way.
Anything else I should know?
Besides that Arcanists get themselves in trouble by being out here.
About Matthias.
Brilliant and reckless. He has a reputation among the Arcanists. Not a good one.
Having a bad reputation is chapter 1 of the Freelancer's Handbook.
While traversing from camp to camp, we get this shot of a full or at least bigger Colossus shield, and I doubt that this is an ability, but it may be. In my opinion, it's likely just a cosmetic change, but obviously I don't know for sure. Either way, it looks very cool. Eventually the scars roll in, and the crew swiftly takes care of them. Then the team gets a message directly from Matthias, and they head his way. I know I'm skipping around a bit, but I encourage you to go and watch the full 15 minutes for yourself. This is more of a breakdown video, as you have seen in the title. While fighting some more scars, Owen says that the scars are using gates, which seem to be some type of teleporter or kind of rift or portal in some way, and I could be wrong, but that's just what it seems like to be to me. Something I found interesting is that while flying over these gas clouds or steam clouds, the Interceptor is getting the cooled status, which is a cool interaction that I don't think that we have seen before. Eventually, some more scars come in through the gates, and they have to go into this kind of temple ruins area called the dungeon, which is where Matthias is located. I'm going to assume that this is a stronghold, or at least a mini stronghold, because there's this pop-up about strongholds that enters the screen once they walk in, so I'm just going to make that assumption. And running through the dungeon, they fight some more scars, but I think it's good to mention that this is a no respawn zone, which is something that a lot of looter shooters and MMOs have that make areas more challenging than they already are. And I just love how the whole place is very open, and it really makes use of the verticality in the game. I also want to point out that the Colossus player seems to harvest resources in the stronghold. They get some ceramic compound, some parts for their javelins, as well as 2 V-Bucks and some ceramic alloy. We know that crafting is an integral part of the game, and it's good to see that it's present this early on. The crew needs to find Matthias soon as the scars are getting closer and closer, but I just want to shout out once again the background dialogue, which is just absolutely amazing, as well as the visual and sound effects in the game. I think this line also sums up my experience with most early game bosses in looter shooters. And with that, the gameplay and this video both come to an end. Thank you for watching. The full 15 minutes will be linked in the description, which I highly recommend you go check out. If you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and obviously leave a comment if you have any criticism or if you have any thoughts towards the future of Anthem. Thank you, and peace.